Hey planner friends, welcome back to the Planner Hoot. Today I'm showing you a full February flip through of all of my 4 planners that I'm using to organize my chaos in this life of mine, and more importantly, how they actually connect with each other so that I don't feel overwhelmed. But I am going to have a link in the description for the full playlist of going deeply into each of the planners and how I set them up. So yes, I do use 4 different planners, but I have adapted this system to really work for me. Um, Also because I don't really like to choose just one planner for the entire year. So being able to move into different planners every month and then check in every week is just very exciting, especially for someone who loves planners and papers and stationery and all that fun stuff. So I have made sure that the process that I use every month really works for me, but it truly has helped me stay focused on my goals because each of my planners has a purpose and they connect to each other in that specific way. So let me show you my system and my planners for the month of February. Just set those aside here. So this is the large rose planner, and this one I use as my monthly dashboard. So it gives me a full view of what my month is going to look like and what specific projects and goals I'm working towards. So in this planner, this is where I put what's already committed on my digital calendar. So all of my appointments, meetings, travels, everything goes in here. And then on the right side, I put down all of the projects and goals that I'm working on and individual tasks that go with that project or that specific goal. And then all of these post-its here are these tasks that go under each of these projects or goals so that I know I am scheduling it out ahead of time around my actual schedule. That way, I'm committing to whatever it is I said I'm doing for the month. So, I do have a whole system on how I set those goals and how I create timelines for those goals specifically. And those are the ones that move into my month as I go through each of the months in my planner. So the rose planner really is like my overview and my set plan of the month. So once my rose is all set up and I have my big plan already ready to go, then I bring in my small Nancy planner. And this is my command center where everything is organized for me for my weeks and my days. So if my rose is the plan, then this one just becomes my real life action plan to make all of this happen. So let me jump into February. And this is how I've set up my Nancy planner to work for me. On my left hand side, it's all of my personal schedules and tasks. And here I'll break down those individual daily tasks. And on my right side, I focus on everything for my marketing business and my client and content work. So this is where I'll separate it so that if I'm viewing it this way, I know what I'm focusing on for content and clients. And if I have it this way, then I know that this is all personal and what my day breakdown is actually going to be. So I use different inserts in this planner to make it even more functional for what I need it for. So this is an insert calendar and this is the insert checklist. So I've adjusted my back pages so that there's less pages in the back and I bring a lot of it to the front. Um, but this is definitely where all of those big plans get broken down into smaller, manageable tasks and scheduled in so that I am not creating any excuses as to why those projects aren't getting done or why that goal didn't get reached when I said it was going to do. So it's just a really functional way for me to keep those promises to myself. I do have a rhythm of how I plan my workload to create my work life balance, and that all is in the process of how I start setting up my goals, breaking them down, and then how I really just focus in on creating that schedule every week, which I go into detail when I move into my Nancy planner. But this is the complete layout of my Nancy for the month of February, and she is just a workhorse of a planner for me and keeps everything focused and streamlined for what I have to do day in and day out. And planner number 3, This planner came in because, as you can see, my Nancy already has so much going on. And so, planner number three is my focus planner, which is technically all of my work and projects for my 9 to 5, which is my family business. So, I used to have all of this information in different inserts in my Nancy planner. So, that is why I branched it out, because my family business is my 9 to 5 job, and so there are a lot of projects and things I really focus on. It's my baby, so there's a lot more time commitment that I have in everything that I do. So it really deserved its own space. And so when the new layouts for the Christie and the May planner came out, I knew it was going to be just the perfect planner for this. And look at it, it definitely is. So this is what I use just to plan out all of our marketing campaigns, anything going on in our manufacturing schedule. And then I will mimic any important actual things in my scheduled calendar that are going to affect my workday, and I'll put them in here. Only if it's going to affect my actual workday around what I already have to do for my family business schedule. And then in my weeks, I lay it out this way, where I have these extra columns since I don't do weekends for my family business. But I have these columns that are separated for this specific function. And then I have a lot of more note space towards the bottom. I have a focus point, and this post it is all of the projects I have planned in a goal oriented way that go back to my rose planner. So that's how they tie in together from here. And I have it in a sticky so that this gives me all of the space I need as I move throughout my day, but I'm not forgetting what big projects or plans I have that are assigned for the week. So I'll typically go in and start planning my day around that. Again, I'll go into detail in this in my actual Christie move-in video. So that's how I have it set up for the month of February. It's a great layout if you really want that big bird's eye view of something really focused in, because you're separating now your full month from your week versus having your full month and week at the exact same view. So I love both of the functionalities. They just serve such a different purpose. And this purpose for me of having it as a focus planner is truly just been a game changer, so that my Nancy can breathe just a little bit more. So that is the third planner that I use. So the last planner that I use is the Small Scout Planner. And this one really is the one that keeps me grounded. So it doesn't necessarily tie into the Rose Planner unless there is a specific home project goal or a specific goal that we're going to tie in. But for the most part, this is just our checking in for our finances, our budget, and then any home projects that we have, and making sure that they're on track and they're on budget, because I can easily overspend on anything. So this is definitely a tool that has kept us focused and just checking in with each other and keeping us grounded. So it's a very simple method of how I use to track all of my finances and how I use the actual planner throughout the week, which again, I dive deeply into the actual video for this move in. But for the most part, this is all about bills, what's coming up, our weekly spending habits, any subscription things that I want to check off and like not move in or keep. It's all of that fun stuff of what we try to avoid, but we really have to manage. And so this really just keeps us focused on where our money is going and on track to creating those spending habits and savings habits that we want to for the end of the year. So this is my complete planning system. Again, you don't need 4 planners. I will advise you otherwise, because it is fun to be able to have 4 different planners to move into every month, but also being able to check in with different areas of your life throughout the week. So it's really worked for me, but I hope you find some inspiration, not necessarily that you have to go and buy these exact planners, but in whatever planning system you're using, separating areas in your life that are important to you so that you make sure you're just giving them your full attention. So Happy February, guys. I hope you guys have a beautiful and blessed month. I will definitely keep some information in my description for different resources and things going on in the planner hood. But if you guys have any questions or comments, let me know, and I'm happy to check in with you guys as much as I can. Have a blessed month, and we'll see you guys in the next one.